Yo, whole lot of podcasts. Hope what's poppin' podcast.
Yo, yo. Yo,
What's
yo.
poppin' podcast? It's your boy MVP the DRE.
It's your boy B Rice.
That's my name. I go by MVP the DRE. The reason why, I guess, is a little quick story time, right? We'll just do episode 1 or something like that. Like quick story time.
Yeah.
I think I'm loud as hell in the mic, so I'm definitely gonna turn this down quite a bit notches because I am like screaming in the microphone right now. I think I got to turn it down up there. Let me just take a step back. MVP since 92. That's my gamer tag. Been going on for like 15 years or something now. It's original.
It's impressive.
MVP.
Same gamer tag for 15 years.
My name is Dre. MVP the DRE. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Nah, actually, no more Esket It. Esket It, that's the Lil Pump shit. And the Esket It that's Lil Pump's phrase, right? That's his thing. He even has a song.
He had a song, yeah.
But he's a Trump supporter.
He's not a true Trump supporter.
He is a Trump supporter. He's enough. He's enough of a Trump supporter.
His music's flopping, so he decided to do something to catch their attention. And he should have learned from Kanye that that's the wrong thing to do in hip hop.
I don't know, man.
You should have learned from Kanye supporting Trump that you can't be a rapper and support Trump like that.
Yeah, so if he should have known what he was doing, then exactly.
He didn't know. Kid's like 19. He didn't know. He's not.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
No, he does. Lil Pump's not that smart.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what Trump called him?
I think Lil Pimp. Lil Pimp, was it? Pimp, yeah. I didn't even see him introduce him. I just saw the headline.
He called him Lil Pimp.
But like, can we say something though?
Do you think that was? Keep it 100? Do you think that was like? You think he did that on purpose, or you think that was like a true accident?
I think Trump team came to Lil Pump's team, and Trump and Lil Pump doesn't have enough intelligent people in his camp to understand that it wasn't really a good promo thing for him.
You think it's like one of those like old people farts? You know what I mean? Like as in like a brain fart? You know?
No, I think Donald Trump literally probably doesn't know who Lil Pump is. Probably doesn't know who at all. At all. Like he probably had to ask his son Donald Jr. Because he's closer to our age. You know what I mean? Like, who's this nigga? Like, is that a good plan? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Dad, he used to be hot. Yeah, I go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was a I think Trump literally like just made him like he didn't know who he was. And, you know what I mean? Like, like I mean he's white, so he like.
So did you see the video?
I saw the picture. I didn't see the video.
So what happened was, so Pump's out there. He's in the front row. Okay, first of all, he's in the front row. He's got his stuff on, but he still looks like Lil Pump. So he stands out like no other's business, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the front row, still got his braids. I mean, the dreads with all the colorful stuff on him. And Trump, like, he's like trying to announce him, and then he goes, "This little pimp," and then it pauses for a minute, and you're like, I'm thinking like if someone from his camp, from Pump's camp, or someone's yelling at him, "It's Pump," because then he corrects himself and calls him Lil Pump.
That's funny.
So I mean, honestly, for a while though, I really thought it was fake. I'm like,
you thought it was fake?
I thought it was fake.
My opinion, if you're getting your political opinion from rappers, shame on you anyways.
Right.
If a rapper can influence your political decision, especially like certain rappers, because there are some intelligent rappers, but if like ones like Lil Pump and like
Pump.
Even Uzi, and I love Uzi, but I don't give a fuck who Uzi votes for. You know what I mean?
Do you think they reached out to Pump? Or how do you think?
I think Donald Trump team reached out to Lil Pump's team.
Yeah,
I don't think it happened. I don't think it went the other way.
Okay.
I think Lil Pump thought. I think Lil Pump and Lil Pump team understood that like he's not anything hot anymore, and they thought this might be a good opportunity with everything going on with the election to get back in the spotlight. But no one was smart enough to realize like, oh, when Kanye supported Trump in 2020 or 2016 super heavy, the hip hop community did not like that at all.
Right.
But Kanye could do it because Kanye's Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. Kanye's already a legend. Lil Pump's nobody. Like his music's not gonna last. Like I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his music's not timeless. It's not gonna last forever.
Right.
So like they're like, oh, this is publicity, but it's like it's bad publicity is bad publicity if you're not already a legend. If you don't already have like enough shit behind you, bad publicity can end your career. Like all publicity is good publicity if you're big enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you're big enough, but if you're just like hot at one point, and no, you got to pick and choose a certain publicity that you do because the one wrong move could.
Yeah, I mean, well, because that's bad publicity for
like Lil Wayne.
Wait, hold on, because it's bad publicity for Lil Pump because he lost over 200,000 followers.
Oh, there you go.
Right after that,
and he already doesn't have like an astronomical amount of followers.
Right. He has a lot of followers, so
but nothing like.
Let's keep it real.
Okay, but for example, for example, my perfect point is Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Lil Wayne's a legend. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's like coming at him for that photo or whatever. Yo, Lil Wayne's kind of been like that though. He's kind of been like I'm rich, not black type of black person for like ever. Yeah, you know what I mean? For like ever. You know what I mean?
Wayne said he
Wayne's a legend. You know what I mean?
Racism.
Like, are we like? Is anyone here or anyone listening to this podcast gonna stop listening to Lil Wayne because he said, "No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not." You might stop listening to Lil Pump for that one reason. Yeah. Because fuck his music. At the end of the day, you're like, you don't really care about his music. Like, you know, if you're not popping Molly and going to the club anymore, you don't really care about Lil Pump's music. Right. But you're not going to stop listening to Lil Wayne's music because he took a picture with Trump. You know what I mean? Just, even Ice Cube, you going to stop listening to NWA because he like listened to his plan? You're not going to stop listening to Ice Cube's music. You know what I mean? There's just certain people that can do more controversial things in the spotlight.
Do you think that sometimes, but somewhat over long term? Because how do you think those artists... Do you think that it was a risk that they were taking, but the reward would be the risk that they're taking is endorsing Trump, right? That's the risk. But what's the reward? Why? The reward will come with
if you're cool with the president of the free world, like that's always
I think the reward, but we don't really know what the reward is. But I think the reward comes with the contingency that Donald Trump won. Now that he didn't win, now what do those rappers look like?
Well, I mean, they always look like clowns supporting him, anyways.
No, but now what do they now? Now
they look worse
exactly. Now exactly.
But okay, my thing about Lil Wayne supporting Trump, I don't think he was supporting he's supporting Trump, but I think Lil Wayne's a Republican. If you ask Lil Wayne like what party he is, he's probably a Republican.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a difference between Republicans, conservatives, and Trump supporters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think Lil Wayne in a way was just voting for his party.
I think
like a lot of people do, anyways.
A lot of people do anyway. Yeah.
Like
at the end of the day, you're just like voting for your party.
Maybe this election was like. I mean, I don't know. It was a weird election. Like, I don't know. I woke up on Saturday like honking and everything. That's how I found out Joe Biden won. I was napping and I'm like, what's all this hoo-ha going on? My dad had the CNN on. And I personally thought it was crazy how people were reacting to one Biden winning and Trump losing. Because like you only see those types of reactions in like places where like they topple over like a dictatorship regime. And they're like celebrating in the street that like they got a new you know what I mean? They were doing these shit all across America. Like, you know what I mean? Like one Trump, Trump didn't ruin anyone's last 4 years, really. You know what I mean? Like your life, I promise you, your life didn't drastically change in 4 years. I can almost promise you it didn't.
Right.
Mine did, but that was personal issues and shit. And maybe that happened to other people, but like politically, it didn't have no impact on me. Right. And like one Joe Biden's probably not going to have any major political impact on my life in 4 years too, especially if he doesn't win the Senate. And so now you got a Republican Senate and he's a Democrat. So it's like anything he wants to do is going to get vetoed and not go through. And you know, it's just going to be a fucking stalemate. So it really doesn't, actually anything he wants to do really doesn't matter. It comes down to like that Senate race in Georgia. Like on the 5th or whatever, there's like 2 Senate seats left. And if the Dems win, then like all this shit that Joe Biden said he wanted to do, he can maybe do. But if they don't win those elections, then, you know, it's just going to be another 4 years of nothing really getting done.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But so I just thought it was weird, the reaction. Like I was like, damn, like, but that's just like, yo, people who didn't like Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
they really showed that.
They're like
but I think it's kind of crazy. I think it was a lot of people that flipped. I think it was a lot of people that they did vote for Trump 4 years ago, and then like after seeing what's happened over the last 4 years, I think to them maybe I wonder how many of those people have switched though, because there was also a lot of people.
I think if you're in the 71 million people who voted for Donald Trump in 2020, I think most of those people get their information from social media and just headlines. Because there's just to me, it was clear cut that like, why would you vote for him? You know what I mean? Not saying Biden has done a lot of great things, but like there's certain narratives that I see online that are just simply not true with Joe Biden. Like, oh, he was a senator for 47 years and he didn't change anything. So why is he going to change now? Our democracy is set up so one man can't dramatically change anything. That's how our government is designed. Because we don't want a dictatorship. We don't want a king and you know what I mean? So one person can't change. Even if you are in office for 47 years, you yourself don't have that one power to change anything. So these little one-liner memes that people like to use on both sides of the aisle, but like throw some facts behind that meme, you know what I mean? Like, no one can change the government system by themselves, you know, especially a democracy, a true democracy anyways. It's just, I'm not saying Biden's like, but it's just clear cut, like, Trump is not a leader of the free, you know, like, he's not a leader, especially with everything going on in the world in 2020. Like, that's not who you want to lead.
No,
the American people, regardless of the policies he might pass or the tax cuts you might get. You know, we all got two eyes. We all can see what's going on. Like just the eye test, man. We don't even need eye test. Eye test. 71 million people really thought Donald Trump was like a good person. Like really, 71. Really? Are we looking at the same America I'm looking at? You know what I mean? Are we looking at the same shit that's going on? Like after we add the facts, we take out fucking our feelings, and then we go look at other news sources, and then we go watch Fox News also. Like we're gonna sit here and act like that was that guy. All right. That's all right. That's all I can say. I don't even think that it should have been that. But it's the other way too. People who didn't like Biden though. You know what I mean? It goes on both sides. You know, like there was no like, oh, I kind of know. It's like people, but it's like again, it's like I think it's this false narrative that gets created on social media because so many people have a platform because you know, freedom of speech, and that's why you and me can do this fucking shit right here. It like talk shit about the elected officials and not get thrown in a secret prison like in Russia or other, you know what I mean? So that's dope. But it's like, you know, but that's why like countries like China and North Korea also control social media and shit because some of y'all niggas are stupid. And social media is a weapon, and China realizes that like those people are dangerous, and like that's why they control it. As much as you don't agree with how they do it, like that's why. Like it's like some of you people who say some shit on social media is just downright. It's like what's Trump saying? Like Trump went on national TV, said they're stealing the election, and the news interrupted him and was like, "That's just wrong." They like cut him. They didn't even let him finish the speech. I don't know if you saw that or not. The news is like they're like, "Oh, time out, nigga. That's not true." It's like you can't just say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, I guess. Like freedom of speech, but you can't though. You can say whatever you want to like a certain extent, but it's like. It was just crazy to me though. It was a very, very weird time to be. I always knew Joe Biden was gonna win. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I think any intelligent person like knew that Trump wasn't gonna win 4 more years.
Well, I guess I was kind of worried. I was
worried because I didn't think he was gonna win in 2016.
I was worried because there was so many people that were on the ropes of being like, I don't want to vote for Joe Biden, but I don't really want Trump either. So like I thought there was going to be a lot of people not voting at all just because of that.
I mean,
And then
I could say I didn't vote because of that.
And then there was the Kanye West like divider. You know what I mean? Like
in 12 states, yeah.
And then you got the other two parties like the Green Party and the Libertarian Party or whatever.
Yeah.
Once you added all that, and it just kind of created more of these options, and people were like, well, I want to vote Democrat, but I don't really like Joe Biden. And it's like, well, if you don't like Joe Biden, then you're not really like, you're not really even kind of persuading someone else to go for Biden. Like, then that almost just, again, gives another vote to Trump. People just said, like, not voting for Biden is like voting for Trump. Like, you know what I mean? And I just kind of kept feeling like, for some reason, and also you do see a lot of presidents lately. I thought like in this time, like lately, seeing a lot of double terms, you know. So
this is the first time a president's lost in 30 years.
That's why it's so wild, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, for this whole pattern of this double term thing, I just really thought the cards just seemed like it was gonna go in his favor. I'm just glad that my vote like counted and it mattered. Like it makes it feel good to like go out there and vote and knowing that you actually did it. And even if you didn't want to do it or whatever, you ended up doing it. And then you realize that you're the president that you voted for won. It's kind of like a nice feeling. It almost feels like a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that coming from a Minnesota Vikings fan, you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of big. Like, yeah, I put all my money on black. Like I went to the casino and said I'm gonna put my whole life on black versus red. You know what I mean? And it landed on black. And
so
like,
what's weird about what's weird about Minnesota is that
it's traditionally Democratic, and it's kind of
but
a good
outside,
feeling too.
What's crazy about Minnesota, why it's Democratic, is because it's Democratic in the one major populated place, majority Minneapolis. If you go look at I got the map pulled up. If you go look at like Minnesota,
when you look at
it's like red as fuck. Except
flip it.
Here we can show it to people. If you see Minnesota, it's red as shit. Except in Minneapolis, in Duluth, which is kind of weird, but that's a college town, so it makes sense. And somehow Winona County, shout out Winona, it's blue too. That's really weird if you've been to Winona at all. Winona's like a mixture of like every different people, so that's really weird to see. But it's just, and I'm in Kansas City, and I'm not even gonna take. We could come at where I live right now too. They're Trump as shit. Kansas, Missouri. I mean, Trump won Missouri by like. It wasn't even close. He won Missouri and Kansas. It wasn't even close. He won it by 16%. I don't know. It's weird that Minnesota everywhere is red, but like in the parts that are mostly populated, where like issues I guess matter more in a way. Mm-hmm. It's blue, and that's why I went blue. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. We're obviously kind of political heavy today just because I beat Jesus. That's what's been going on the last week. Everyone's been why we've all been. I mean, it's still going on. Trump still has. You know what I've seen though? There's no law that says he has to concede. There's nothing in place that a president has to concede. It's all just like a good show. It's all just like, oh damn, they got lost.
The people.
If Trump don't want to leave the office, the people will kick his ass out.
Yeah, we going in.
Nigga, I ain't worried about that.
We going in.
It's just weird though that
we'll pick that man up.
Yeah, like he'll get thrown in the trash like little brother, big brother. Like I ain't worried about that.
They'll do him like Jazz on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Throw him out through the front door of the house.
Yeah, if he won't throw himself out like Jazz does, we'll throw him out.
Yeah, like get himself out.
Like, but I was shocked though to find out there was no actual law in place to exchange the transfer of power from president to president. Yeah. It's just all like, oh, I lost, you won, the American people voted you in, and that's that. But we got this one motherfucker. It's never happened. I watched a video. It's never happened in American history where a president has refused to concede.